This could have been my favorite accessory for the RED Komodo. If only there wasn't this one problem.
This is the Viltrox R3 Pro Speedbooster. Why it's so great and why it's getting harder and harder to get one, you'll see in this episode of
Positive lock. This Speedbooster has 3 massive advantages over its alternatives on the market. Number 1 being its positive locking EF mount that secures lenses on tightly, making it feel like it's part of the lens itself. You don't need to worry about any sort of play on this end. Optical clarity. Adding more glass always introduces some sort of new artifacts. While these are quite noticeable on other, more expensive Speedboosters, this one has an outstandingly good optical quality, with minimal distortion and near to no noticeable added flaring. Price. The features of this all-metal and glass Speedbooster are comparable with the one by MATTEBOX, which costs over $500. But this Speedbooster that outperforms the original Canon Speedbooster in every single way costs $300. On paper, this seemed like the perfect match for my RED Komodo, so I already had it sitting in my shopping cart for a while. But I noticed something weird. At one point, it always seemed to be limited to a few available units, and when I tried looking this thing up on the Viltrox website, it was nowhere to be found. Well, turns out that Canon didn't seem to like this thing, because they have banned it. This design apparently violated a patent that Canon has filed, so Viltrox had to stop production on it. You can still get the Speedbooster even cheaper, but without the positive lock, but that was one of the main features I really wanted to have. So as soon as I found out that this thing is basically limited to the available units,
wait, what?
I needed to purchase it.
Oh fuck. Quick interruption with something that might interest you. I'm doing a giveaway with brands I've partnered up with in the past and new brands, and it's gonna happen as soon as I hit 3K subs on YouTube. So subscribe and yeah, you can win some very cool stuff. Alright, bye.
After I got scammed, tried to get it shipped from overseas and eventually found another one available on Amazon, I finally got my hands on it. And now I could see for myself how good this thing actually is.
Oh for fuck.
After I almost sent it back, I dove deep into another rabbit hole and finally found out how to adjust the flange distance on this adapter. So I've set minimum focus to this chart using a regular adapter, and now what you have to do is take off the lens and turn this glass element of the Speedbooster until the picture is in focus. This is a bit of trial and error, but I've just messed this up because shit. The Viltrox R3 Pro also features contacts to control your iris and even autofocus, even though that one is pretty unusable. Also, there was one more downside I've noticed when I finally got the Speedbooster in my hands. The only way to mount this to the camera is using these brackets that come with it. But, well, they only fit on the Canon C70. So unless you put this on the Komodo X that has a positive locking RF mount, there still is a bit of play. But honestly, I can live with that, as this setup still feels pretty solid. Even with all these quirks, I think this is the best Speedbooster you can or can't get for the RED Komodo, and even more so for the Komodo X and the C70. So if you still get the chance to pick one of these up, I would really recommend you to do so if you use any of those cameras. I'll soon do a video about a pretty cool and creative way to implement the Speedbooster. So if you think this content is worthy of a bigger audience, feel free to subscribe and do your part of getting this channel to 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year. Bye.